Hello and welcome to the IELTS Secrets podcast. I'm your host Neil, and today we're diving into the topic of libraries. As always, we'll provide you with essential speaking tips and model responses to help you ace your IELTS speaking test. So let's get started. Question 1. Do you ever go to libraries? Why? This question is quite common in the IELTS speaking test. Let's break down the speaking template for this question. I most certainly do. One of the reasons for this is that, for example, when answering, clearly state that you go to libraries and provide a reason followed by an example. Now, let's listen to a Band 9 response.
You ever go to libraries? Why?
I most certainly do. One of the reasons for this is that libraries offer a quiet and conducive environment for studying. For example, when I'm preparing for exams, I find it much easier to concentrate in the peaceful atmosphere of a library rather than at home where there are often numerous distractions.
Question 2. Do you think libraries should be free or should people have to pay to use them? Another common question. Here is the speaking template. I'm convinced that libraries should be free for the general public for two reasons. Firstly, for example. Secondly, for instance. Now, let's listen to a Band 9 response.
Do you think libraries should be free or should people have to pay to use them?
I am convinced that libraries should be totally free for the general public for two reasons. Firstly, access to knowledge and education should not be limited by financial constraints. For example, many people, especially students and those from low-income backgrounds, rely heavily on libraries for resources they can't otherwise afford. Secondly, libraries serve as community hubs where people can gather, learn, and grow mentally and emotionally. For instance, libraries often host events and workshops that enrich the community as a whole.
Question 3. How can we get more people to use more libraries? Let's look at the speaking template for this question. Firstly, the government could. Secondly, if parents, then it would be a good idea if. Here is a Band 9 response.
How can we get more people to use more libraries?
Firstly, the government could invest more in promoting the benefits of libraries through educational campaigns and initiatives. Secondly, if parents encourage their children to develop a habit of visiting libraries from a young age, it would foster a lifelong love for learning. It would be a good idea if schools organized more field trips to libraries, exposing students to the available resources. This could significantly increase library usage among the younger generation.
Question 4. Do you think government money for libraries could be spent on better things? Last but not least, let's explore the speaking template. I don't think so. If this were the case, there would be several negative consequences. For example, now let's listen to a Band 9 response.
Do you think government money for libraries could be spent on better things?
I don't think so. If government funding for libraries were redirected elsewhere, there would be several negative consequences. For example, access to information and educational resources would be limited, particularly for those who rely on libraries as their primary source of learning. This could exacerbate inequality and hinder social mobility. Furthermore, libraries play a crucial role in fostering a literate and informed society, which is essential for the progress and development of any nation.
And that concludes our episode on libraries. Remember, mastering these speaking templates can significantly boost your IELTS speaking score. Don't forget to practice and send your audio responses to our website for personalized feedback from our expert instructors. Thanks for tuning in IELTS Secrets podcast. And until next time, happy studying.